Hello there, my name is Star Brown, and together with my partner Arcadian, the planetary system, and working on your Ayra pilgrimage, which connects you to your Akashic records. If you're on your soul journey already, you will understand about working through karma, karma of the generations, karma within yourself from this lifetime, from previous lifetimes. And as humans, we need a guide point as to what to expect, what are we working through, so that we can get to 5D living. But what we can do on a soul level is you need to have a place which is sacred. You need to light a candle and you need to ask the angels to protect and guide you going forward. On this temple, you can start to incorporate the planets as we've put them. And with your Ayra journey, you will see it'll be like Maslow's hierarchy of needs, although the bigger things go down at the bottom. So take the time to have a look at what we've put together. You're going to find it extremely interesting. So let's start off with the sun. In the tarot pack, the sun is the strongest card in the pack. It means that when the light shines down from the sun onto your life, whatever it is that you focus on is going to become manifest. That is why it's so important as light workers and those of us living in a 5D reality that you have to eliminate fear. And to do that, of course, takes courage. Now, the sun is the big I am. And when you are wanting to literally move mountains, you call the sun into your spiritual realm. So if you are wanting your child to excel at school, you could have your candle burning with a photograph of your child and the symbol of the sun, a photograph of the sun. You can draw the sun. The sun gives life. And in the Ayra needs analysis, hierarchy of needs, the sun, which is the most important, will not be on the top. It'll be on the bottom, because that is where life comes from. So when you are really needing assistance, call on the sun, but eliminate fear. Focus on what you want. We are now at Mercury, and Mercury is all about communication. I communicate. And when we say that Mercury is in retrograde, that is when we say we have to pay careful attention to what we communicate, what we send to people via email, when we're driving in the car. And we also have to realize that Mercury is about I think. So when it comes to communication, you have to understand that your words are really important. Your words are sacred, but not only your words, also your thoughts. So use Mercury to really focus and get in tune to what it is you want to think, say, and remember that not everybody hears what it is that you're saying in the way you want to communicate. So the third step in your Ayra pilgrimage is going to be Venus, and that is all about I love. So of course you can use this archetype for anything where you need love brought into a situation, but it's really important to understand that once you've started thinking with Mercury and you move into Venus and you start loving, you're going to start seeing things on a very different level. Once you start to eliminate fear, once you start to have forgiveness, your life is going to rapidly change. So call on Venus when you need love in a dire situation. So once you open yourself up to love, you then get to planet Earth, which is I nurture, which sounds a little bit bizarre, doesn't it, with the way that the planet is at the moment. But that is what the Earth is all about. It nurtures life. It nurtures everything that we have around us. And it's really great that people are waking up to the fact that we need to care about the planet. So when you need to nurture, whether it's yourself or whether it's other people, think of planet Earth with the oceans and the forests. Get a picture of the Earth, put it down on your little sacred space, and allow nurturing to come into your life. It'll change you in so many ways. So now we get to the moon, which of course is I feel. So you've been loving and nurturing, now you're starting to feel. This is when you go on a personal journey of emotional growth, where situations come along that trigger you into feeling things, which is why you need discipline to ensure that you are not feeling fear, you are only experiencing love. Follow the full moons, the dark moons, do your research, get Googling and see what's out there, because the moon is a very important archetype. So here we are at Mars, and whenever I look at Mars, I always remember a planet that once was. So with Mars, the archetype is I act. You've been nurturing, you've been feeling stuff, and now it's time to take action. When you need to be strong, when you need to have courage, when you need to face something that's uncomfortable, you call on the Mars archetype. Go and do research, learn all about it. It's a very important part of your soul's growth because it gives you strength and it gives you determination. Okay, we're quickly popping over to Ceres, because once you act, you start to germinate. And you need to water those thoughts. You need to give them the energy that they need so that everything can start growing. But this, of course, takes belief and focus. So Ceres is a very important part of your journey so that you can germinate what it is you want to manifest. So this is one of my favorites, which is the asteroid belt. The asteroid belt is all about we agitate. Because of course you do. Once you germinate, once you put those thoughts forward, what do you need? You need a little bit of activation to happen to make everything come true. So on your soul's pilgrimage, you will find that you come up against situations which may be difficult to deal with. You really have to push forward, you have to think outside the box, and you have to have courage. This is essential so that your reality can shift from the one direction you were going in to the direction you now want it to go in. So have no fear for the asteroid belt, but be very aware of it. Agitation is going to happen. Like every good thing, whether it's a recipe, whether it's planting plants, You need it all to be activated. So here we are at Jupiter, which is all about I grow. Of course you grow. You've planted some seeds, you've agitated the situation, the change is coming, you've learnt some very wise lessons, and what's happening? You start to grow. So Jupiter is very important for you to use when you are really trying to smash the glass ceiling of your dreams and your goals. Jupiter can be drawn, or the symbol for Jupiter can be put down, or you can go back into ancient mythology and see where Jupiter fits into things. But this is nothing to fear. This is the exciting part. You cannot be too scared to expand and grow, because there's certain things that you want to achieve, right? More specifically, heading to a 5D reality where your thoughts create your reality. So here we are at Saturn, and this is where you achieve. And you have to be ready for this, because so many of us are born into a 3D life where we think there is limitation. But as you start to achieve, you're going to start seeing the benefits of your Ayra pilgrimage so far. And you need to be ready to open up your arms and receive what you've been asking for. This could also be a time where you start putting out small visualizations. I want to see a yellow car. I want an old friend to contact me. And these things start happening. Or you start seeing double numbers on your cell phone, or a feather on your path. This is when you are starting to achieve, and you need to welcome it for a job well done. And here we are at Chiron, one of the most sentient planets for the way that it orbits Saturn, Jupiter and Uranus. It also used to be inhabited, apparently according to folklore, by Chiron natives. This is where I believe a lot of the healers have been sent from onto this earth during this time, specifically to be able to guide and lead us all going forward. We all need to heal. Once we've achieved and once we've grown, you have to give yourself that time to relax, to heal, to put everything back together again exactly as it should. It's one of the most phenomenal energies to call on, because who doesn't need to heal? Everybody at some stage on their life path has come up against difficult situations. This is the time of life where you might go to a spiritual healer, you might consult a psychologist. You want to start getting through that debris in your mind so that you can sort it out, it starts to make sense, and it can live contently in your soul. So Chiron is very powerful when it comes to healing, and healing is an important part of your pilgrimage. So here we are at Uranus. We have planted seeds, we've germinated them, we've agitated them. We're seeing the desired results that we were working towards. We have taken some time to heal, and now we start to evolve. This is where the stuff starts happening. You might be at this particular place in your journey right now. If you are, it's time to start using prayer and thought, calling on angels, using the planets in a more influential way in your life. It's a very important time because the evolvement is happening. Everything you've been waiting for is now going to take place, and you're going up a level. here we are at Neptune, and this is the time when you have to dream. You start daydreaming. Maybe your dreams when you go to sleep start making sense to you. They start being in Technicolor. It's important you set no limits and do it in micro steps, small little steps, going according to where you want to end up. Dreaming is a very important part of the human journey and your spiritual journey, and more often than not when you're younger you're told stop daydreaming. Well, Neptune tells you to start daydreaming again. So now here we are at Pluto, and the archetype for Pluto, the energy that you will experience on your Ayra pilgrimage, is I empower. So you've been dreaming, you've been manifesting, you're realizing that your imagination creates your reality, that is 5D living, and now empowerment is coming along, which is almost like breath that gets blown into whatever it is that you want to do, provided that it hurts no one. And you will start to see vast changes in your life going forward. If this was a computer game, you're suddenly going up a level. But the difficult part of this journey is accepting all of this, accepting the fact that as you dream, so you manifest. It is all about empowerment. So you need to look at the world, be observant about what's going on, but you need to dream a new world into being. Collective thought is very important. So call on Pluto when you really need to empower what it is that you are seeing. So now we're nearing the end of your Ayra pilgrimage, and we've got some dwarf planets, and the first one is Haumea. Haumea is all about I evoke. This means you are commanding for what it is that you see to come into being. Yes, you are commanding. The planet is also, according to Hawaiian tradition, the goddess energy of the planet, of childbirth, of fertility, of new beginnings. So now we are getting to Maki Maki. You've evoked, and now it's time to create. You are the great creator with Maki Maki, who, according to Hawaiian tradition, is the God energy of the planet. This is very important. We are the great creators. On your Ayra pilgrimage, you have now got to Eris, and Eris is all about enlightenment. So you've done it. Transcendence, self-actualization, the whole journey that you've worked through. You should have a clearer idea about what life, especially 5D living, is all about, and how your thoughts can create your reality, and that your soul's journey is but a journey. So the last dwarf planet that has influence on your Ayra pilgrimage is Sedna. And Sedna says, I repudiate. Now that's a very big word. I had to finish it off with a big word. But it's all about setting healthy boundaries. You cannot go out into this world and build somebody else a house while you still have a wall. You can't always interfere in someone's life experiences because, as you've learnt yourself on your own pilgrimage, we have to go through these situations so that we can learn and grow. When we pass on from our physical form as a human and we transcend to the next level, the knowledge that we gained at school and university stays with our human body, but the wisdom that we've gained with our human experiences will stay with our soul forever. Sedna is very important. It's important that we set the boundaries so that people cannot tap into our energy system and drain us, that we know how to say no, that we have courage, we know how to stand firm. We are disciplined with our mind and with our actions. And I'd just like to add here a very important thing that you need to do every day is to take 10 minutes and cut off from the human matrix, from the human reality, and focus on your Ayra pilgrimage. In this way, the beautiful universal energy can come into your life and create the miracles that you're looking for. So I hope you enjoyed this journey and I hope you can put it to good use. I'll see you on the other side.